What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Sakamoto Days Chapter Review. Today we're going to be going over Chapter 179, named Torres, after the New Order member that we're going to be starting that fight with, because if you remember from last week, basically, Torres sent a bunch of people after Sakamoto, like low-level hitman that Sakamoto was easily able to dispatch in order to hopefully increase Sakamoto's kill count more and more, so that way that $1 billion bounty, or should I say yen, 1 billion yen bounty goes up more and more, so that way Torres's insane debt can just get slightly cut in half more by taking Sakamoto out for the order. Hit that like button if you want to see more content like this week over week as more chapters come out, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to not miss a single notification. Let's get right into it. And the first thing that I really want to get into, I think Yuto Suzuki just gave up on Fat Sakamoto as a character, especially since the flashback arc. More and more, we've just had nothing but excuses to have Sakamoto in his lean and mean phase, which I'm not complaining, he definitely looks a lot cooler, but you can tell Yuto Suzuki knows, we know, he looks a lot cooler. Anyway, getting into the full chapter, we get a much more in-depth explanation as to why Torres is doing what he does, because apparently he hates killing, but the only reason he does it is because it's the best paying job that you can possibly have in this world, which, I mean, makes sense. Assassin work does seem to be a pretty lucrative business. He's a gambler, and he needs to have unlimited money in order to keep playing pachinko, all the gambling games that he loves, because he's just one of those old people that loves wasting away his life in front of the slot machine, apparently. Sakamoto admits that Aoi doesn't like gambling, his wife, because gambling's for idiots, for losers. And this guy has the balls with the 9 billion yen debt to say, oh, well, gambling isn't stupid, it's the losers that are idiots. Doesn't that make you the loser, bro? You're in 9 billion yen of debt. What is going on? He claims and brushes this off by saying he's playing the long game and he's gonna win in the end. And I guess that's all that matters? You can't take it with you when you die, am I right? You can't take that big fat W though. So as the fight begins, the one thing that I have to compliment Suzuki on, as always, is the kind of roundabout and interesting ways his characters fight. Say what you will about the recent pacing, this man knows how to make a character seem deadly with the most obscure thing known to man. A sandblaster is what Torres is using as a weapon. Those kind of things that you use to make, you know, like crazy glass vases or like, you know, gravel miniature statues. The point is, by blasting the sand at high velocity and pressure, it does a lot of damage even to, you know, rocks. Apparently to street signs, because that thing deletes an entire street sign, which, holy crap. Now, the one thing I will say is Torres says he uses the sandblaster because bullets are expensive, but honestly, he should just take a page out of Sakamoto's book, because Sakamoto just uses whatever is around. The street sign, God bless its heart, RIP, being one of those things found on the ground. Torres, despite holding all the power to essentially erase Sakamoto from existence with not a trace in sight, does not want to kill Sakamoto at the very point that they're in. He still needs that bounty to raise. He needs Sakamoto to quote unquote kill more people, despite he doesn't want to. So Torres is just going to test the waters right now, make sure that Sakamoto is an investment worth making for his time. And basically, as they're fighting back and forth, Sakamoto is realizing that if he gets hit with that sandblaster full, for lack of a better pun, blast, he is going to be a goner, as he chooses to use the words of a hamburger. He ends up crashing into a train, and this man Torres is just a supervillain, let me tell you, because he takes his sandblasters and just cuts the entire bottom of the train in half. I knew that was coming, but damn, that's evil. He's gonna build up his own bounty trying to get Sakamoto done. He might as well turn himself in at the end of all of this. Sakamoto tries his best to save a child that's about to fall, keep everybody safe, but of course, that just leaves Sakamoto wide open for the supervillain to take full advantage of, and without a doubt, the supervillain slams that sandblaster right in Sakamoto's face and almost hits him with a kill shot. However, of course, Torres is pulling back because he wants Sakamoto to continue living. Sakamoto does manage to counter, pulling Torres from the train, and, you know, all of those people just turned into a roller coaster ride to the rest of their ride for work, but at least they're all safe. As they crash into the car below, Sakamoto is the first to get up, and he is just limping off. Torres even calls him out, limping away like someone that owns a loan shark debt. Like, Sakamoto is fucked up. And honestly, he admits defeat. He lost here, which is one of probably the only times Sakamoto has ever lost a fight in the series. It's very rare that that happens. So the Order members, at least the new ones that we're dealing with, are a huge cut above what we're normally with. Not that, you know, someone like Shishiba or Osaragi would be an easy time for Sakamoto either. The point that I'm trying to make is just fighting Order members isn't going to be enough, as despite what Kindaka says. Sure, I think what we get from this is Sakamoto learns a little bit from Torres, right? Torres makes a quote that says, Sakamoto's someone that waits for luck to happen. And in gambling, the person that waits to get a good hand and waits for luck to be on their side is the one that loses. It's the people that work with what they have, that get dealt a bad hand and are able to win through bluffing, are able to win through trickery, or just pushing other people out so that way they're the only ones that are able to win despite the bad hand that they were dealt. And honestly, Sakamoto has all the makings of this. It's just something that he clearly has lost over time. I mean, again, Sakamoto is the person that's using the street signs around him, or using a pen, paper, and like a sticker to fight full, you know, Kashima level threats. Not that those are huge again, but still, Sakamoto can get better. He just needs to get into a much better mindset, and hopefully this loss is what's going to put him in that mindset. I'm interested to see where the next chapter goes, because the cliffhanger that we get, the fight ends and that's it. Based off the pacing that we've gotten, we could go right back into a crazy new fight, or maybe we're actually chilling for a moment to begin this short training arc. Who knows what's going on? All I know is I'm gonna be here for it with you guys. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you don't want to miss the chapter next week, because I don't believe there's a break, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure you check out the main channel if you want to see some more polished content, or some of the other chapter reviews for other series that you might read. Peace, guys.